How to market business loans effectively for unlimited traffic, leads, and commissions, or in other words, sales. Hi, welcome in. My name is Michael. I've been a business loan broker expert for many years, a business funding expert who loves this space, helping business owners achieve their optimum growth, expansion. They're just starting out, building, and even getting out of a tight pinch. People over profits, processing. That's what I love to do a lot of. I'm very introverted, very analytical, cerebral. So that goes a long ways with people that I help as they get to understand who I am as a person and my values, my vision, my mission, my ethics, my morals as a person first, and then in business second. So I've been around for many years again, and I'll be able to give you a great perspective. I have a document in front of me where I will be giving you a sneak peek into some marketing methods you can use. And another thing, I've been in the online space for many years. I've built a big personal and business brand, not only in the finance space with funding, but other services and in other niches, the home business building space, the health space as well. I have other businesses in the digital marketing agency, lead generation space, and other ventures. So, again, I'll give you a great perspective. Let me first get into this. The business funding space, it can be quite heavy. If you've been around enough, you'll understand that, and you're just looking for another marketing method or methods, the right strategies with the right framework and tactics, staying consistent and persistent, discipline in this very much does matter. Having the right habits, routines day to day makes the biggest difference. And if you're looking for a quick splash, how can I make the most amount of money without having to take too much time learning these marketing methods and even applying them? You also have to turn that question around and ask yourself, how can I learn the unlimited for life income skills so I can be able to generate my first 100,000, 1 to 3K a month to get to then 5 to 10K a month? As an income and earnings disclaimer, I'm just putting this out there like anything. I'm not saying you will earn a dollar. I'm not even saying you will even earn six figures, but like anything, and I share with people, if you stay consistent, you are persistent, you're focused, you're disciplined, you stay continuous in your efforts and stay on the right path, your possibilities are maximized. Also, I'll leave a lot of this information down below. If this document isn't accessible that easily, there's probably going to be a link. You have to sign up through a specific program or elsewhere, and I'll give you this on the back end so you can get started. I'll also be showing you a different attachment to helping people get funding and not just relying on the service or services of funding, and where you can also build yourself a residual month after month so you don't have to start at zero and from complete scratch. I'm very big on residuals every month again. So like you're not having to start at zero like you'll see in the funding space a lot. You probably get a client funded 200, 300,000. Ooh, that's a big percentage you'll be getting. But then you have to start again the next month or the same month. Now you have to go out there and find someone else. Instead, focusing on something that is more predictable, that's already coming in every single month without having to start at zero and from complete scratch. That is huge right now. A subscription-based, membership-based business where you can even duplicate this, grow your own team. If you've never done that before, don't worry. I once was there where I didn't have any of that and I didn't even want to do that. But I realized quickly that I don't want to start at zero every single month. What happens if the end consumer of a business loan, an advance, credit cards, or whatever else, they are not as transparent. They are not as loyal, and they put up a front and they really are not that person. They show their true colors. They self-sabotage. They are very unpredictable. And in this market where it's so scattered and you're seeing a lot of price gouging and you're seeing all pricing going up in a variety of categories, people still spending, they still have to spend for the same things, and a dollar isn't stretching out as far, and people just being more hesitant right now, being more uh, not delaying instant gratification. If they weren't already, now it's even more of a problem. So they're just jumping from one thing to the next, trying to shop around. But if you don't show them your know, like, and trust, and they don't resonate with you, it'll be very hard. So building that is very helpful. And as an introvert, again, it's hard for me to be that personable. I'm not a wordsmith. I'm better cerebrally and analytically at doing math and systems, creating those things, processing. But you don't have to be me If you have a sales background, I didn't start with a sales background. I went to school, I studied in academics. I was once a sociology major, playing division one soccer for a little bit. Then I got into chemical engineering for some time. I had to make a big decision. I wanted to start a business, so I got into business and I got my degree through there. I worked in construction, manufacturing, and actual field labor positions, physical work. I was in other positions with warehousing, a ramp agent, a lot of this in my younger 20s until I eventually got into a financial logistics position for a huge contracting company servicing HP and Peace Health. And I was doing a lot of inventory management, control, budgeting on Excel through their system and systems, integrations, shipping and receiving coordination. I was still immensely underpaid. Company goes down under 50 plus people we leave. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. I have to go back on employment benefits and food stamp cards. It was a hard and rough time. I needed to figure something else out. And long story short of it, I started a digital marketing agency. I started growing into different ventures. And eventually, after funding my own businesses and understanding this and the complexity and people being overpromised and underdelivered, I needed to step in. I had a purpose, an interest that turned into a passion. And I've been in this as a passion for a long time, doing well and excelling. And what I give back to the community, and I do quite a bit. So just know that. Now let's go into this document you see here on your screen, how to promote business funding and programs for unlimited traffic, leads, and sales. So there are different parts of being in the funding space. If you're unaware, there's the funding agent, there's a business loan broker, there's the referral partners. You can say that as an agent in many cases. So it's just about where you are and where you want to get to. You don't have to be at a business loan broker expert level like I am and doing a lot of the things that I do. And like I love processing. I like getting to do that as much as I can do it. I like looking at the bank statements before they go anywhere else. I like reviewing those, doing my own numbers, looking at the transactions, deposits, mathematical formulas, cash flow, EBITDA, profitability on different documents as well. So I handle a lot of that. And I'm on the back end doing a lot with the organization and the lender or lenders. So I like having my hands in that because, again, it's fulfilling for me and my brain up here. That's just how I operate. Now, if you're not like that, that's fine. You don't have to do much of that at all. And I'll leave my recommendation down below if you just want to be an affiliate and just start handing over files where you're not having to process all that. And if you're okay with it, that's fine. I still have that to a degree, depending on the type of client, the type of service, and what's best suited for them. So there are different approaches to this. And again, I'll leave my number one recommended program down below in the description. And if you sign up through them, I'll also give you this how to promote document that you are seeing here. I won't go through it all in this video, but again, you can pick it up down below. If it's not a direct link, you have to opt in to pick this up. And if I change things or if it's not there, that's okay. I'll likely have something else or some other variant format of it. But here, as I scroll down, it says no. As you're going through the different marketing methods, you'll notice at the end of each strategy or so, this showing up. Bonus content, 4-step funding system generates hundreds per day. I might change this 4 steps. It could be 5, 6 steps, or it might just be the same. Sometimes I move the video around. So just understand that some of this material could change over time. And what this is, it's a system that I've created, and I let you clone my business funding and consumer services agency. So what I mean by that is you'll likely come to a video. If it's not this page, let me show you what you would likely eventually come to. Right here, you have 100% free tools, videos, templates, and scripts. This crazy, awesome new clone funding business is the fastest, easiest way to grow an amazing income from home. And I would also say the smartest. Enter your info below to see for free and how to clone this business and make it your own. Plus, get a free exclusive 1,000+ per month affiliate marketing blueprint guide to accelerate your journey. So, what I'm doing for you is I'm giving you all my tools or the tools that you can have access to that I have, the videos, the templates, the scripts, the email copy, everything. I've been online for many years and professionally doing this and in different spaces. And I can tell you that, like I said in the beginning, don't always focus on just servicing the client. If you want to have something more generational, something that will even pass you can pass down many families to come, then again, I recommend building yourself something residually. You can have a team. Let's say I introduce you to one of the platforms where you can help service clients and getting funding. And then you can also grow a team that when somebody on your team gets a client funded, and depending on where you're at, that can be 10, 25, or 50% more or less to you of what they're getting. And then you could even go down deeper levels. So residually building something and in the compensation plan, being able to build something even residually. And then there are other products involved. So here, again, Here's what you'll see inside. I won't go through it all right now, but here's one of these residual products in the sequence. You can see the monthly recurring revenue. It is outrageous. It is awesome. And one of these platforms gives out 80% residual commissions paid to families building freedom. And so if you're here wondering, I do like something like that. I want that. I've been in the mortgage space. You've been in the selling space, or you've been in somewhere else. And it's the whole traditional mindset that you've been on this whole time, the whole way of being programmed 9 to 5, live this way. Don't build yourself an online business. If you get started, you have to learn all the tech stuff, all the website stuff. You don't have to have any experience in that whatsoever. It's the whole traditional way of doing things that has kept us in this box. You got to be more than just around the box and more than just around the edges. You got to jump off that box and you got to land on a different one. And so have new material, things that you can actually feel happier and more presentable on, take more time away from, and not have to worry about, well, my next clients, I got to go call the clients. And if you're using these marketing methods where you're trying to do not so much of a slow churn and burn, where it's going to be 6 months out, if you're doing like LinkedIn, sometimes it can be faster. But if you're going to be that person who's going to be, how do I get on calls with people? And how do I just start calling businesses? And that's what I'm going to end up doing. If that's what your background is in, or if it isn't, and that's what you plan to do, go for it. That's one of the marketing methods. But again, I wouldn't want to be doing that. I don't cold call. I don't like that. It's not my personality to do it. I've excelled offline as well with building relationships, and one of them I recommend with banks, relationship managers, even just simply going in up and opening up a business checking account. That person can give you an in the door to that relationship manager, if so, or in other ways, and build these connections. There's other people within that association that can really help. Go into local chambers of commerce, the different meetings, events out there, BNI groups. There's so much you can accumulate. But here again, this is the clone business that you can get access to. Here are the results from one of the many residual products. And so up here, you'll enter your details. I'll just give you an example because this is a demo and I'm showing you my personal email. I do have other ones, professional ones as well. Heck yes, I want to see. Click there. And you'll likely see a video. If it's changed, it could be different. But make sure you read through this and don't close out. Just read through this. You'll understand where the email's coming in from. And then down here, after you're done watching the video, this will even open up a new window while you're listening. But once you get started, you'll see updated for 2024, how to clone my business loan broker / agent business services agency with a twist and make it your step-by-step. Click play to see the setup instructions of the viral funding funnel. And even on my funding site, like this I showed you a little bit earlier, is I made a video specifically talking about what most people are doing and what they're getting wrong and what the realities are of the business funding space. So just so you know that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You likely already knew that. What else is? But again, focusing on just the client every single month, it can be taxing, it can be tiring. What if that client sabotages everything? They didn't give you feedback. They didn't submit a specific document. They took forever to submit the documents. It's still in review. It's in processing. Now it's been over a month. Tax returns had to be collected and they had to be reshifted. They had to be reorganized before they can go and get funding. I get all that. That makes sense in a lot of ways and a lot of reasons for it. But other times it's like, well, they took forever, or they got declined at junior underwriting, then senior underwriting. They passed through, but then the background check didn't work for them, and now they're like having to regroup, and now you can't help them, and oh, you were expected something to come in and it didn't come in. Oh, but you have another couple clients. No matter what your pipeline looks like, just keep in mind that it can be very taxing. I'm not saying it won't work, but if your only way of bringing anything in is just repetitively doing the same thing and starting from zero every month, no matter what, that's for me not a great strategy and a great way to live with. In knowing that I have to again put my efforts in every single month and doing the strategies that you have to do it, a lot of the times you don't. So I built processes, systems, and the right amount of automation where I don't even have to be on calls. I can do things more customized for clients. I have them fill out forms on my sites. But on this page, this is the clone instructions again that I wanted to show you. And there's a video there. There will be steps to this. The video will go through everything that you need to know about it. And you can join the partner program. And this is one that I recommend if you're not already a part of. And this is with DAC, David Allen Capital Inc. I recommend getting involved with. And this will give you every opportunity and every type of service that you need. If it's not all here, I'll give you other recommended places. But here is a great opportunity, affiliate opportunity magnified, and you can read through this in the details, the affiliate agency overview, everything that's involved. So Make sure you go through that. You can get started for free, and I'll even give you my how to promote doc on the back end. So back here, that's first step. Step two, get your free system and Nexus Rewards account. So what I've done is I've added the best products that I believe that are out there and that I use too, by the way, day in and day out. And you will also, let's say, for example, somebody wanted funding and they wanted to go through instant micro funding, Uber drivers, Lyft, grocery delivery shoppers, and they also needed more savings, more cash back, or it could be any other person, or not even they needed funding to begin with. But you can then introduce them to the ultimate cashback savings and rewards platform. So this one will then take them over to a page that you will get to that you can also send people to directly. You can get started for free, and it's a free system. Again, it's super amazing, and it'll introduce you to the ultimate cashback savings and rewards program and why that's super helpful to have for yourself to be able to use and for others to have, and what their business opportunity is like on there. And then step three, get your HBA account so you can one-click copy my viral funding funnel. This is a platform that you can use to promote any niche, any product you want. You can create landing pages for anything, traffic, free and paid traffic, training, coaching, masterminds. And then also they give out 80% commissions on all products and they have residuals. So with less volume, getting to that 1K, 2K, 3K plus per month is much more in reach with lesser volume than it is to do 20, 30, 40, 50 clients and then get on a residual plan or these other services where you got to get 100, 1,000 and your team enroller tree or whatever else. But this is really cool. And affiliate marketing based on performance is the way to do it. And you're sustaining more growth without having to start from scratch every single month. So again, this is a viral funding funnel. I'll leave you the page down below to get started and signed up so I can help you out and educate you. There's more buttons here. You'll get my done for you stuff, how to drive traffic, all of this here. Some of it will sound foreign to you, but believe me, there's a lot of people who are new who even get started with this and they completely leave the whole, let's just focus on getting the clients funded all the time. Instead, you have something else, you're building yourself in a home business that you can share with others that people would love to have. Even if you don't go service clients, you have those other products that people would even want to sign up under you. And it's super amazing. So again, that's there. And now I go into the let's get started. I do some filtering out. This is very important in the introduction. I won't spend too much time on this, but playing the long game, as you see here in green, and I put here listen, just so you understand, don't overlook this. Take the time to read this. It's very important. And if you're looking for what's the fastest way for me to market, like I said earlier, you can go and cold call, understand the telemarketing calls, understand the laws by that. I don't do it. I'm not going to give you a lot of advice on that. And today, because I don't do it, so I don't keep up with it, there are other people out there who will. And again, that's a strategy you can use. Down here, I go into money goals, the questions you should be asking to be realistic, 5 factors to your success. And then I go into the strategies after, but 3 types of people that can consume, that would need capital, the type of program that I recommend. Some of this is still getting updated, just so you know, I get quite busy in my businesses. So from time to time, I'll come back here and update things, but sometimes you'll see like a little paragraph that says, please skip this, or hey, this has been updated. So if you see something different or it doesn't give you access to, just understand that for now. So over here, the 10 plus best ways to promote the DAC partnership, to promote any other partnership you're with. And number one is always warm market marketing. Perhaps you've heard it, you've done it, you've exhausted your warm, your hot markets, or you haven't gone to it, but this is essential. You can look at this as who is in your family that runs a business, that will start a business. You have other options. You have non-related family members who are friends. You likely call them family, and that's what they are to you. Great. So you're going to them, you've known them for a long time, or you go into a specific chiropractor or a practice of a different nature. You go into a manufacturing plant, a restaurant, you know them. Maybe they're not immediate family, they're third party, second party connections, or you're a friend of somebody else who knows them, or you just know them directly. But you can go to them and find those locations and go to your warm market. What's already out there? What have you already built in a list? You have a Are you in a BNI group? Are you in a meeting, local chamber of commerce? Are you going to privately held events, publicly held events? Are you doing pop-ups? What are you doing exactly? There's so much I can detail here, but family, friends, coworkers, etc. It's just asking around, knowing those people that already have this and they want to move forward with it. I get quite a bit of that. Family members always inquire, and then looking for funding, getting funding, and then people I don't know. So I have a variety of a hot, warm, and cold market out there. And if you cannot address the cold market in this space, I'm not saying it will be difficult to market, but you could have a tough time continuously getting new clientele. And the best source of getting clients is referrals. By far, what I've seen in my journey for many years doing this, no matter how big of a presence I've built online, done many blog posts, done my video content, even if I'm like reserved and I don't like doing video stuff, but I know this comes of value. So put myself out there and I've learned the skill set now. No matter what I've done there, no matter what I've done offline and on foot, the best type of traffic you're going to get in your marketing of business loans, advances, credits, liquidity, equity, whatever type of product, or for real estate investors, is through referral sources. And this can come from somebody who received funding from you, or they couldn't get funding from you, but they referred you to somebody else. There's many ways, and you can ask for that referral source after they got funding, or they didn't even get funding. They don't even need it, but they know of somebody. And business owners who are having a hard time, that they do work closely with other businesses, or they have those contracts or relationships, or just down the street, or there's a where they're at, they can go and signal to other business owners and send them to you referral traffic. And there's so many different ways of figuring this out, and then sending back cash flow to that business that referred you their business. So there's so much to help in this industry, but a lot of people, they get it wrong, and they just want the cookie cutter way, and they want the, how can I go buy leads? That's always the question I get. It's how much can I make, or how fast can I make? I'm looking for something that I can make fast money in. I'm not saying it won't be that, but it's not a lot of the times is it that in the space. You have to build this, you have to nurture it, you have to understand what you're doing. And everybody begins at zero. And then it's always the how can I make the most, and how can I go buy leads? Because if you were already in a position where wherever you were in whatever distribution, in whatever career, whatever position you were in, you were likely getting purchase leads, whether you were doing it or the company was doing it for you. And I'm not going to get too much into what type of leads they were, where to go find those leads, or how they found those leads. That's not the point of this. But you were nurtured. You were very taken care of if that was the case, if they were doing it for you. I'm not saying that every lead amounts to funding or this would happen, but if they're already sending you leads, you have to question the source. You have to question, have they been contacted over and over again? Are they exclusive? Are they non-exclusive? And a lot of these people don't want to be called. If you call me, I'm not picking up. I don't notice your number. I'm not picking up. No matter how many times you call me, I can figure out who you are by searching online. Or if there's nothing that comes up online, I'm very skeptical about those things, and I'm very reserved and introverted. So I'm not just picking up the call. And if I am, I'm entertaining it on a Friday where I'm feeling very good. A lot has happened that day. It doesn't have to mean funding. Let's just pick up. Uh, I appreciate you. At this time, I'm not interested, but if I would like to get in contact with you, something like that, or change the words. But very transparent, very ethical. Just understand that. And a lot of people don't want that, but a lot of businesses are obligated to pick up, and I understand it. And if that's your method of an approach and it's worked for you in the past, or that's what you're going to do, okay, but don't burn out. That's another thing. You don't have to do cold calling, even cold emailing, although that's a method. So way number two, local lead generation and in person. This is a bit of warm market injection. It doesn't have to be that exactly. You likely won't know these businesses, but you can go in to a practice, like I mentioned earlier, a restaurant, a nail salon, an automotive dealership. You can go into a car mechanic, somebody who's in auto sales. I can go on and on about a lot of these different industries, trucking. And just so you know, I fund just about every single industry, if not all. Sometimes there's a sub-segment of them too, and there's something new that will come up, a different derivation of it. But I understand what they need their funding for. Operational, what's their net, their gross, what's their projections, pro forma. I'm looking at the P&Ls, if there are any, if it's required for me, if I'm going to need to ask for them, not all the time do I need to, depending on the service or what they're trying to get. The EBITDA, the multiplier, I'm looking at cash flow, operational, free, investment. There's so many different things that I look at, mathematically speaking. But you don't have to get that detailed if you don't want. If you want to just send them somewhere else, that's one thing. But I recommend getting an understanding processing. That's a big emphasis that not a lot of brokers out there understand. They just want to get into the space and just go out there, and they don't even know what they're doing. They're not even trained, and they're just going to speaking over that person all the time and just putting fluff into their ear because that's what you want to hear for yourself. You want what you want to project onto them. And you have to also consider what's in the best interest for the client, not what can you make the most out of. That's not what I've been doing this for. and I can filter those people out. I've helped and I've trained a lot of people, and I know who is serious and who isn't. And I'm very calculated in my energy and my time as an entrepreneur. So I don't just give that away easily. You have to prove it to me, give me micro commitments, sometimes even macro commitments, and let me know you are even there. And this is going to be worth my energy and time. And it's not like it's needed to be a phone call. A lot of this I can do it in different ways than what I can show you right here. So you'll see that right here. Uh, you see newspaper advertising. I go into Google cold emailing. I've done uh, cold emailing quite a bit. I don't do it regularly like I used to. From time to time, I will, but it's not something that I focus on, especially with a lot of clients right now being like not skeptical, but on guard, the economy. I don't want to say the word careful, but just attentive to those who are responding and not being responsive. Although it does work and it's great, but search through their website, different ways of looking things up. I give you the steps here on how to add things into an Excel spreadsheet, what kind of email software you can use. There are different ones out there. Cold calling, if you were doing that, again, that's not my method and not my approach, but I go through that right there. And Google blogging, I did that for many years. I still have my blog and my blogs. If I go up here, I'll show you. Okay, let me go past this. So I went through cold calling and what you can do, and what you can do to outsource to as well. If you're looking for like a telemarketing center, that might be something within your reach. Offshore, international, an approach. How to find VAs, Google blogging, like I mentioned, website forwarding and why that's important. Google Ads. So I also have this one up here. Let me go ahead and I'll actually leave it at this, but I have a few things I'm going to actually add here. I have it in a different document, but you can do local events, uh, public events, pop-ups, like I mentioned earlier, BNI, local chamber of commerce. There's quite a bit more. So there could be something that's updated, just so you know. Google Ads, although ads can be very expensive, you have to look at what the cost per click is, your return on ad spend, cost per acquisition. And then on your landing page, if you're not sure about what a landing page is a place where you can collect names and emails, not just a quote or a contact form on a website. I've done a lot of building out of those funnels, pages, and everything. But you can use Google Ads, it's just the cost per click is high, and you don't know if those are going to be junk traffic. Are they even serious and committed? They're just clicking on an ad. There's no relevance until you nurture that. So that's why it's best that you collect the name and the email. You can follow up with them through email marketing. That's what's most important in this, and how to market business loans and any kind of funding, whether it's credit, cash flow, collateral, liquidity, equity, which those are even infused into these. You're working with real estate investors, whatever niche it is, you're building up your email list. The email list is where it's all done. And this is where you can automate this with autoresponder tools I can introduce you to. You can set up some emails in a sequence. You can tag people who come into that campaign and they'll get an email every other day. After 6 hours, send this one. Every 2 days, send this one. Now 3 days. You can do a lot of that, and I can help you with it. But that's what you want to do. And you're building the, again, know, like, and trust. You're giving them stories, relatable content, education on funding services, this versus that, or here's what the current economy and market is, kind of a newsletter type of format, although you don't always want to do it that way, but just set it up in a way where it's going to be helpful for them. Uh, there's so much, but then offering, like giving them now a place where they can go and submit an application if you're not processing somebody else's, or how you're collecting documentation. And here's where we can send this to 3 lenders here, or we'll go to this FDIC bank, or credit card stacking. If you're not processing, that's something I recommend you learn. Not that you have to be doing that. If you just want to send it, you can do that as well. But all that is there. Google Ads, like I mentioned, there's Bing ads. Take Bing ads, see what's working, turn it into Google Ads. I've done a lot of that. YouTube ads, different things, LinkedIn. There's so much that I've done. Just so you know this, and I'm always testing new content, video, blogging content, social media posts, offline, different ways of strategizing and getting those tactics even more refined if they weren't already, or if it's a new one that I'm adding and experimenting. And then once that's done, I'm exploring it even more. So ad budgets, I go into that, and you have to understand the breakdown. Create a YouTube channel. You see me here on this relatively newer channel that I've been posting on. I have others out there, one of which I rebranded to funding, and I have others with bigger subscriber counts, and that's just for full transparency. And I'm not new to this. So YouTube really does have a lot of effect. And you're going to see a little bit here that video resonates even better with people. You can read a blog post, I can go read one, but am I reading it in their full tone? Yeah, but no. Am I seeing their expressions? No, not really. I'm getting some character out of it, and I'm assuming this is how they are and reading into their character per se. No pun intended. But when I watch a video, even if it's just like this, where it's a video on the side, or you can have the full screen without your video, or it can be just you in front of it and then going into share screen, or just one or the other, however you do it, I got comfortable with it. Although it is hard for me to be on video, but I got used to it. And so you can do that and then start educating people in a specific niche. You can get granular, helping home builders do a specific or meet a specific goal. Maybe it's just home builders in general, but then you understand how home builders work, or it can be e-commerce businesses, what's happening with the processing, what's happening with the processing fees, what's going on with the shipping costs, what's going on with the costs per unit, the inputs and the outputs. There's so much, and I've helped out those businesses. There's different terminology. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But whatever that industry is, you can get granular on and then expand into something broader, or start broader, which is great too, and then funnel down to a niche. You start throwing things on the board, you see what sticks, and then you can approach that even more and have a different angle. And only you have what you have. You are unique from me. We are two different people. So people will follow you. It could be somewhat similar type of content out there, but you have extra added stuff or more or less, but it's you that they're hearing it from. So there's a lot of relevance in that. And so doing review posts, best of posts, how to post, there's so much more you can do in this, extra resources, email marketing. I won't go too much into that, but I just mentioned it and there's strategies behind this. If you're not using an autoresponder tool, you can use Gmass. If you're cold emailing or you're just sending emails out to your leads, and you can put things on an Excel spreadsheet, you can quickly put it into your Gmail and open that up and then populate different fields. You can send that and the blind copy when you're going and sending that email. So not everybody sees every single email address. So everyone's getting something specific to them. You can also do that. There's Lemlist, there's Gmass, there's different methods of doing this, but I use something like Aweber, eventually using your email marketing autoresponder tool that you can get access to, and you can start sending these emails to, broadcasting. There's so much LinkedIn marketing. I get into the strategies right here on what you can do. You get images for this. I'm going to quickly go through this and we're going to round up the video. Again, I just wanted to show you a sneak peek, and there's many more as you see down here. I'm always updating things. So there's so much you can do. I give you copy, things you can write, different marketing methods, short form content. That's also very important, is that you start doing a lot of short term video content, like reels. If you're not already posting on Facebook, you're not posting on LinkedIn, you're not posting on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, and in other locations, Clapper. There's so many places where you can create a 1 minute video or less than a minute, 2 minute, 3 minute video, however long, 30 seconds, and you'll understand what works and what doesn't work best. And then you can post that. You can draw and bring in attention, grow a tribe of raving fans and an audience and people who will want to come to you and go to the very end for and with you. That's what's important you build. And that's a big thing that I want to pass over to you, is build your network, build your audience. And your network is your net worth a lot of the time. So making sure you have the fundamentals, and fundamentals, I don't mean when I speak to business owners is credit. I don't even mean the formation of the entity or of a business to then credit. It's the foundation of you as a person. It's your character. It's not being ignorant. Ignorance doesn't get you anywhere in this. It just delays the process and the inevitable. And that draws you back so much. Being arrogant, being cocky, being pompous. You don't have to be the best at this to excel in it. You just have to be willing to show up every day and continue to knock on that wall, break down the brick by brick. One doesn't break down yet, then keep hammering at it. It's not the last blow, but the first blow that really helped break it all down. And a lot of people, they don't make it because they don't continue with it. Oh, I got a client, but then they got declined. Just imagine I got to do this again. What if they see the fear of what if is what sets people back? It's not that they can't do it and they're not capable and continuing to grow and put themselves in an uncomfortable position to grow, not just uncomfortable not to grow. It's this happened. What if this happens? It's the fear of failure, fear of loss. Like if you've had a few rounds in this and clients don't get funding, that's not the end, all be all. You can pick yourself up and do it again. But at a point, you'll also understand, am I doing it correctly or am I not? And also, like I'm showing you right here on the screen, is not just relying on clients who need funding. Like building yourself a residual with this system, with this page, with the clone business that I'm giving you. So you're just not relying on funding clients. I'm being serious. It's something that I get behind so heavily, is helping people understand that even if you're in from mortgage or sales, or you have a marketing background already, or if you have a finance background, or you're a chemist, or well, I've had a lot of different people, and I've had that kind of background myself, chemistry. That's one of my favorite subjects. And it's like, well, build something sustainable from the bottom up. And this way of doing it, I feel is a lot more secure because I don't have to rely on the clients every time. Oh, they didn't get back to me. It's at a point, I'm now for many years, it's not me who's the issue. A lot of it is the other side. It's not that I haven't built a know, like, and trust. A lot of people trust me. They come to me because of who I am as a person. I'm very loyal, integrous galore. It's who I am. It's not what I do because I can excel in that, but it's why me, and them hearing my story in different formats. So by the time they come to me and fill out my form on my site, they already know what they're getting involved with. And that's another thing you can do is have a form. I can even have you use my form. I just have to know where they submit it, who's submitting it, so I can help. But you can also create your own form and then collect that information in a way pre-underwrite, not full underwriting, but pre-underwriting before they go even into an application, and know what they might be able to get or what type of service. See, I have a more underwriting mindset. That's just how I operate. That's what I love to do. That's the kind of work I love putting my hands in and getting involved with. So with these other underwriters out there, I know what they're doing. And so I have a lot of that in my background, and I can qualify people from the front end. Front end work is cool and all, but it's not my thing. It's not my favorite. I've done it so many times, and I still do. But like I said, again, I'm a better back end partner. I'm better at processing, better looking at formulas, math. I'm better at doing that. Being a silent partner, being able to pass this over. That's what I find more fulfillment in. But you have to look at the opportunity costs of running your own business and seeing what you have to do on the front end and in other areas, distributing, the fulfillment, the process, and you got to understand those areas. Finance, that's what's been able to allow me to understand every area, do it well. So that's what you'll see from this video. I hope you got a lot of information and you understand now what you can do to help promote different business funding products, the maybe different programs you're getting involved with or will get involved with. My recommended one down below with DAC again, especially if you want to be hands off and have a place to start, and then you can grow over time. If you want to have access to other providers over time, you may be able to do that. But you have to start somewhere. Not a lot of providers give you that trust, especially A tier, or they're like, who are you? What kind of volume have you processed? How many months have you been doing this for? You might not have that credibility yet. So starting somewhere and then staying there is also helpful. You don't have to always go everywhere if you know this is what's working for you already. And again, I'm here to help you. And I just showed you some marketing methods. There are many more that I could have covered, but I gave you a sneak peek into this document as well. And to pick it up, you can sign up with DAC, and I'll give you this on the back end, or I'll try to leave a link down below that you can opt in to pick this up. If so, if not, the other way with the partnership that I have. And stay steady. Understand your products, understand your those services, what the requirements, the guidelines are, your niche, your psychographics, your demographics, your target market audience, your dream customer. Understand how to focus on the pain, focus on the problem, the major one. There are subsets of it. Amplify it, show empathy with it, understand it. Don't be unethically persuasive and just hammering down a product, somebody's throat or something like that. Don't be that person. Actually understand what you're doing, amplify that problem, that pain point, the questions that they have, the roadblocks, the obstacles, to really understand what ultimate outcomes they need or the ultimate outcome. So asking the right questions is a big part of this, listening more than you speak. And again, I'm an introvert. I don't know if you're one or you're an extrovert, but listen. You don't have to talk a lot. Let them ask the right questions that lead into whether this is the right fit for you and them. If so, then you can move into more qualifying questions. If you briefly went into an introduction, qualifying questions, this is the process, and this is how we can get started. But there are different formats to this. I won't get into a lot of that. But you have the online world, you have the offline world. Do a combination of them. Referral sources are very, very helpful indeed. But there's different combinations that you can get yourself involved with, even using Facebook in different ways. But building yourself an audience is very helpful. Build yourself personal and business brand. That'll go a long ways. Not that you have to completely build that, but having that know, like, and trust factor goes to the nth degree, really does everything for you. And it has done that for me in my business for many years, not only this one, but my other ones. So that is all for me. Look down below in the description to get started. Again, I hope you got a lot of great information from this. And if you did, I'd appreciate you giving a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this with others who you feel will find value from it. And I mean this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future content I will be coming out with. That is all for now. Take care.